the role of a coach, particularly at this formative part of a young adult's life, is about so many things, including, I've heard both of you talk about developing good leaders for life. So you're measured by success on the field, and you're two of the premier programs in your sports. You want to compete for championships. How do you think about the culture of developing great leaders for life, which to me is probably about everybody on that roster, not just the people who happen to be playing in the games when they occur? You know, Adia, how do you think about that?
Well, I think that's one of the things that separates our program. And I had to do that before because we weren't going to win enough to recruit the five-star highest level players. So what I did was, and it's very important to me because I was a player, I did it, I went through it. So I knew what I kind of valued and what needed to happen to be successful later. So I really tried to focus on, it's not about the next 4 years, it's about the next 40 plus, or now in the next 5 years, because we're keeping kids for 5 years. So what can we do to separate ourselves? We weren't gonna, Gino has 11 championships. Like, I can't compete, he's won about 1,000 more games than me. So I had to say, okay, what can my program do that's different? So I believe that we're one of the best in the country at doing all the other stuff that matter. So to me, a servant leadership matters. To me, you go out in the community, that matters. That's also championship culture. To me, academics matter. So you're not going to come here and just like have a 2.0 and get by. That's not a standard. You won't last in this program. And then to me, little things like preparing you for life. I can't just say to a young woman, be confident. They're like, huh? How are you confident? Like, we're not confident as women, right? So how do I teach them to be confident? Well, I put them in situations where they're uncomfortable. So I always talk about like, be comfortable being uncomfortable. So, and that's, to me, is stuff like speaking engagements. When I was in college, I hated speaking to crowds. I would like die before I'd want to speak to a crowd. But I put them in donor situations where they speak in front of 100 people, or etiquette class, because then that's preparation to be confident. Then when you're in the situations, you're prepared for them. So off the court, doing all those little things has been a huge part of our culture. But then as recruiting, like Brian said, I have to find people that's interesting to them. Now, if they're just basketball, they probably don't fit my culture. And that's okay with me, because if you can't do all the other things to be well-rounded, I probably don't want to coach you. So it's kind of like those things, and that's this culture, but it's also things that I think are really important to do well in life. You have to give back. You have to know the value of giving back. You have to pull someone else along. You have to do things right, and you have to be a good person. And so I don't think all programs have that. And Brian could probably say the same thing for soccer. But a lot of programs don't care about those things. They care about winning and losing. And I care about winning and losing in every aspect of life. And I think that's what's really separated us.